It was difficult, but I have come to a decision. It has been nearly a fortnight since I became aware of the situation, and now I have an additional reason to dislike both of them. They occupy my thoughts rent-free. My family has been supportive, and my friends have been entertaining me with humorous stories and gossip, but I cannot stop thinking about Brenda and Andrew. It appears they spent a lengthy weekend in Tahoe, and now the apartment that Brenda and I shared is up for sale, which suggests she may have moved in with Andrew. Some of the guys who recently returned from work with Brenda and Andrew informed me that everyone at their workplace knows about. Andrew even received a nasty, anonymous email, causing him to leave work early in tears. After much reflection and discussion with loved ones, I have made a difficult decision. I have resolved to leave them alone. I was initially determined to report their misconduct to their employer and possibly involve law enforcement and lawyers to press charges against them for assault. However, I have now chosen to do neither. Although many of you encouraged me to hold them accountable for their actions, I have decided they are not worth my time. I value my time, and I will not squander it on these two individuals. They will eventually face consequences for their actions, and I will be around to witness it or hear about it. I appreciate your love and support as always, and hope you will support this decision. However, I understand if you do not agree. I am beginning therapy next week, so please wish me well. I will keep you updated if anything noteworthy occurs. Update: longer showers and baths after being cheated on. Have you ever noticed that after being cheated on, you have a subconscious urge to take longer showers or baths? I recently realized that I've been doing this for several days now. I understand the importance of conserving water, but a lengthier shower just feels like it might help. However, I'm not talking about taking a shower to cry in. I've already shed enough tears over this. The other day, I didn't even leave my house, but I took an extra shower in the evening, which struck me as unusual. I've also started taking longer baths, which wasn't something I typically did. It seems like nothing can wash away the feeling of being betrayed. Update: received an update from Andrew's brother. Shocked yet strangely peaceful. Last Friday, I made a trip to my hometown to spend the weekend with my family. While attending church a few hours ago, I had a chance encounter with Andrew's brother and mother. After some small talk, Andrew's brother asked to speak with me privately and requested to visit me later. I inquired whether it was news about Andrew, and he confirmed it. I pressed him to share what he knew, and he reluctantly revealed that Andrew had proposed to Brenda and that he accepted. Andrew then invited his family to attend the upcoming wedding, scheduled in about 3 months. However, his family declined the invitation and even made it clear that they no longer welcomed Andrew in their home, nor Brenda for that matter. My emotions were completely caught off guard when I received the news. Despite my attempts to process the situation and work through my feelings with therapy, the reality of their engagement and upcoming wedding came as a complete shock to me. I had entertained various hypothetical situations regarding the future of Andrew and Brenda's relationship, but actually hearing the news hit me with an unexpected force that left me speechless. Andrew's brother was there to comfort me, anticipating my reaction to be more extreme than it was. I felt a sense of relief when Andrew's brother assured me that their family would not have any involvement with the wedding, and that they had even threatened to cut ties with Andrew if he went through with it. While it is not my place to make such judgments, I secretly hope that they will follow through with their ultimatum. When I shared the news with my family, they reacted with an eerie silence. My sister offered me a hug before returning to her work on the car. My mother shed tears in private before composing himself and heading to the kitchen, and my father remained silent. After the news of Andrew and Brenda's engagement, I was initially overwhelmed with shock, but as time has passed, I've grown more calm. Astronomy has always been a fascination of mine, and I find myself comparing the couple to binary stars that gradually come closer and closer until they collide and explode. I envision their lives being destroyed in the process, leaving nothing behind. Until that point, they will remain together, unwanted and unloved by those around them, leading to a life that I view as being wasted. In comparison, I feel incredibly lucky. Tonight, I plan to drink until I'm drunk. Update: Brenda and Andrew are done for. So far, I'm doing fine. After more than 2 weeks of counseling, I believe things have changed. Treatment is effective, although the procedure is protracted and lengthy. Yet, there is still a lot more to work through. According to my therapist, I have been doing everything right thus far. When I spoke with Brenda's brother yesterday, I learned that she hasn't yet told her family about the engagement. The two of them are eloping, at least in the eyes of her family. What a waste of humanity and a weak coward. She won't be included in her father's will, he added. Brenda's father transferred ownership of a few structures and a plot of land in Southern California down the generations. Brenda's mother and brother started managing these assets after his passing in 2019. Brenda was asked multiple times to help with the maintenance, but she declined, insisting that her monthly part of the rent from the buildings be transferred to her bank account instead. Brenda put some pressure on them to sell, but they resisted. He claimed that her mother had practically changed the will and that she would soon be cut off. To ensure that it continues to be that way, they might even take preventative legal action. They officially no longer want anything to do with Brenda. When we last spoke, Brenda's brother was showing me pictures that Andrew had emailed him. He apparently lost his mind when Brenda informed him that her family wouldn't be attending the wedding. In an effort to persuade his family to come, he sent them some pictures. They appeared so forced in them that it seemed as if someone had put a gun to both of their heads and forced them to strike a stance. Update: Brenda might be pregnant and Andrew is flat broke. This keeps getting better and better. Last night, I received some interesting news about Brenda and Andrew's social lives. Apparently, they are looking to expand their friend group and have been going on double dates with new acquaintances. After one such date, a colleague of theirs mentioned at work the next day that Andrew had refused to drink alcohol. When questioned about it, Andrew made an excuse about acidity, and Brenda was reportedly very supportive and gave him a reassuring squeeze on the arm. The colleague who witnessed this exchange immediately caught on to what was happening and shared the news with a mutual friend. While Andrew didn't appear to be visibly glowing, he did stick to his comfort food of salad with extra crowns and too much dressing. I know from personal experience that this is something he tends to eat when he's feeling down or dealing with unexpected news. Could it be that the unexpected news is a pregnancy? On a separate note, Andrew recently asked Andrew's brother for some financial help. He claimed that his expenses had gone up since moving in with Brenda, and he expected him to pay rent and eat out at least 3 times a week. He even pressured his brother to buy him a new ring. Unfortunately for him, his brother refused to loan him any money and reminded him that his infidelity had led to their family's severed tie. When Andrew's brother asked about selling their properties in SoCal, Andrew's response was dismissive, and he ultimately ended the call in a fit of anger. While I am thoroughly entertained by these updates, I am beginning to question my relationship with Andrew's brother and whether it's a good idea to continue staying in contact with him. The same goes for my relationship with Brenda's brother, as our lives seem to be heading in different directions. For now, I will listen to a few more updates before deciding to cut ties. This ride is definitely thrilling and exhilarating, but it's also brought me nothing but good news so far. Update: the mind wanders. Damn you, brain! It's a bit of a struggle for me right now. I have a lot of positive influences in my life, including my family, friends, job, and therapy sessions, all of whom are encouraging me to move forward. I feel grateful for my family's acceptance and support, especially considering the circumstances that led me back to them. My friends are fiercely loyal and always have my back, while my work colleagues recently sent me a lovely gift basket to show their appreciation for me as a boss. My therapist is also pleased with the progress I've made so far. I made a conscious decision to distance myself from Brandy and Andrew, recognizing that holding on to any connection with them would only harm my mental health. I believe it's better for me to let them be with each other, and news of their disagreements and severed family ties has been a small but satisfying source of satisfaction for me. Despite this, I find myself getting restless and anxious when I go more than a week without any news about them. I almost sent a message to my friends asking for updates, but ultimately decided against it. I suppose it's just a natural human curiosity, but I need to remind myself that their lives don't concern me anymore. They are still set to get married soon, which will no doubt cause quite a stir in our quiet town. But regardless of what happens, I know that each new day brings the opportunity for progress and growth. So here's to a better tomorrow. Update: call me wicked, I don't care. A bit of a summary here. I am 28. Brenda F31 was my ex-fiance who cheated with Andrew M27, who used to be my best friend since we both were like 12 years old. She is now expecting, and their wedding date has been fixed. It is about 2 months away. I moved from San Francisco back to my parents' place in a small town in the South, and I am attending therapy while working from home. Andrew's family lives less than a mile away from my parents' home, and they have known us since Eve. Brenda is from SoCal, born and raised. Admittedly, this is a super short summary, So many things have been said, but that paragraph above captures it adequately, I guess. Please read my previous posts if you'd like the dirty details. Both their families had informed me that they would not attend the wedding and that these two people were now dead to them. I made it clear to both families, do not miss the wedding on my account. If you feel like attending it, please do. I never told them, directly or otherwise, to miss the wedding. It was a decision that they themselves made. I always thought that though they promised me they would not attend, they would eventually come around because of the baby. After all, nothing tugs on the heartstrings better, and while I would have been initially unhappy that they eventually did attend, I knew I would understand in time. Everything was going well till this happened. The alternative was that they would not attend the wedding, but a few months down the road they would reconcile as the baby would be born by then. I was okay with that too. After all, I do not control these folks. Brenda and Andrew tried to reach out to me last week in a desperate flurry of texts and calls from different numbers. By my reckoning, at least 6 different numbers were used. I began blocking them as soon as I knew it was them, but they did get a message across to Andrew's family, who then forwarded the message to me. In it, they called me selfish and vengeful, and that my selfish acts were preventing their families from attending their dream wedding. I was being immature and idiotic, and had no right to destroy their special day. They said I was responsible for their families not attending the wedding. Not true. I never told them not to attend, and said that I was always welcome to. In fact, listen to this, Gail. If I attended their wedding and convinced both families to attend as well, and if they ever had a son in the future, they would name him after me. They are expecting a daughter now. My blood boiled when I read all of that. And now I know what has to be done. I will do everything in my power to ensure that both families do not attend. These 2 insects will be alone that day. They might be able to beg some people to attend and bribe them with catered food, but they will be utterly alone and unwanted by both families. So, yeah, tell me I am an evil person. I might just enjoy it. Redditors, reactions. Redditor 1. I like that stuff. Redditor 2. Selfishly, I want you to do it just so I can read the update. Redditor 3. I don't know about evil, but you need to do it gently as possible. You need to make them believe that it is their idea not to go, the families, because if you make them, they will start to see you as vindictive, and then it will blow up in your face, and you will gain nothing. Redditor follow-up. Make them believe it's their idea. I think this would be the best option. Puppet masters are never seen but control the entire show. Redditor 4. Not evil. You are a person that I would rather want to have on my side than on my enemy's side. If I were in your shoes, I would visit both families and tell them how they desperately tried to contact you, only to insult you further, call you names, and try to make you responsible for the situation they found themselves in. As if it wasn't enough to betray you on such a deep level, they now also want to kick you while you are already on the ground. That is what I would tell them if I were in your shoes. You are not evil, you are hurt, and they are taking away the chance from you to heal properly.